For decades, the global understanding of power centered on a single, portable idea: leadership is influence. Popularized by John Maxwell, this maxim became the language of a modern world suspicious of hierarchy and position. This definition successfully decoupled leadership from formal rank. It convinced a generation that anyone capable of persuasion held the keys to authority, regardless of the office they occupied. But influence primarily explains movement and reach. It says nothing about moral legitimacy. A person can move a crowd without accepting responsibility for where that crowd is going. Manipulators, propagandists, and cult figures are masters of influence. When leadership is reduced to a metric of persuasion, we lose the ability to distinguish a builder from a destroyer, or a statesman from a performer. Leadership functions as an incredibly adaptive technology. Every age identifies the role based on the specific social or structural element it lacks most. During the first industrial revolution, mechanization forced scattered labor into loud, heavy factory environments. The central problem was not inspiration, it was physical chaos. Leadership responded with scientific management. To turn chaos into reliable production, the leader became an optimizer of effort. Leadership meant control and discipline. With mass production, the challenge became immense structural scale. To align massive bodies of people, leadership evolved into administration, imposing consistency across expanding hierarchies. Classical leadership was a mechanical solution to a mechanical problem, imposing order on machines and the people who operated them. The digital revolution changed the entire equation yet again, shifting human work from purely mechanical repetition to cognitive tasks. This worker operating an early IBM system represents a new era. Organizations no longer lacked order, they lacked human responsiveness and adaptability inside complex systems. Rigid command and control systems completely failed in this new environment. To unlock human energy, leadership had to elevate organizational culture, human relations, and persuasion. Influence rose to the center of leadership theory, as persuasion became the primary tool to mobilize a decentralized, knowledge-based economy. Our obsession with influence is a leftover coping mechanism, an instrument designed for the third industrial revolution, an era that has already ended. We have entered the fourth industrial revolution, a convergence of digital, biological, and algorithmic systems moving at extreme velocity. This environment places a new demand on human judgment. As AI and predictive systems handle the volume, leaders must navigate ethical volatility and rapid transformation. We do not lack order or the ability to mobilize crowds. Instead, we are suffering from deep institutional fatigue and a total lack of trust. Data from the 2025 Edelman Trust Barometer shows the scale of the crisis. Nearly 70% of respondents believe government and business leaders deliberately mislead the public. We are experiencing a systemic mismatch. We are trying to use influence, a tool of persuasion, to solve a character deficit. Leadership is being reframed. It is no longer defined by the power to influence, but by the strength of character required to steward that influence responsibly. While competence and authority remain necessary, they are now subordinated by the requirement for trustworthiness and ethical conduct. The defining leadership test of our age rests on whether an internal character is strong enough to steward external power, data, and consequence.